Okay, so I've seen a lot of questions lately about which of those two games are better and what are the differences and stuff like that. As you can see, this subject has been covered to death, but I somehow wanted to say my piece too. I'm really doubting it's relevant to do so, but oh well. I love talking about games and it's my channel, so I can do what I want. I will try to keep this video as spoiler free as possible, but still, I will have to discuss the setting a bit, so if you want to go in 100% blind, here's the short version, 100% spoiler free. If you're into choose your own adventure type horror games, both of these games are fantastic. I enjoyed playing both, thought the settings and characters were different enough to not be too much of the same, and yeah, it was super fun to play. Now, if I had to choose only one, it would be Until Dawn without hesitation. Even though it's like 6 years older, it felt more polished, even animations were better, at least in my opinion, which is what surprised me the most. Like, what happened to that poor Emma's mouth? Gaming has evolved quite a bit since 2015 and really, at least for me, on the technical aspect, the Quarry seemed to be a downgrade from Until Dawn. I had that pesky bugs where characters were repeating the beginning of their sentence after a loading screen, and it was annoying. But please note that I played both games on a regular PS4, maybe the PS5 is doing the Quarry a better justice, I don't know. But anyway, don't let that discourage you from playing it. Like I said, both are fantastic story-driven horror games. Now, if you want to not see anything from the games, you should stop watching and go play them. And I hope I'll see you next time. As for the ones of you who already played or that doesn't mind too much of getting minor spoilers, let's talk a bit more. Also, don't worry too much about spoilers, it won't be huge stuff, and I'll mostly use footage from the official trailers. Those games are really better when you know as little as possible about them. I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Okay, so I will discuss and compare the games using those 5 categories. The settings, like where the games are taking place, the story, the characters, the music, and finally the gameplay stuff. I don't want the video to be too long, so let's get into it. Okay, so first the settings. Until Dawn is taking place in a remote lodge on a ski station in the mountain during winter, while the Quarry is taking place in a summer camp during the summer, after the kids left the camp. Only the camp counselors are still there. While I felt it was a great change of pace to go from winter to summer, I definitely preferred the Until Dawn atmosphere. Maybe it's because I'm a guy from the north, used to tough winter conditions, but the dark cold winter felt better to me than the end of summer proposed in the Quarry. Maybe it's just me though. I would be curious to hear from you if you've played or watched a playthrough of both games. The next aspect I want to cover is the story. I will have to be incredibly vague here, so I will keep it brief. I felt uneasy right at the start of Until Dawn, and got actually kind of freaked out after a pretty short amount of time playing it. During the Quarry playthrough, I was interested, but I figured out what was happening pretty quickly, and it made me a lot less afraid of what could happen next. Don't get me wrong, it was interesting, but I was just not very nervous while playing it. Maybe it's because I played Until Dawn before, so I had some prior experience and it made the game less scary for me. I don't know, but yeah, that's how I felt. Now, let's talk about the game's characters. On this one, I feel it's pretty much a tie. I loved and hated characters in both games, but they were all relevant to the story and each of them had something interesting to bring to the game. In Until Dawn, my favorite character was Sam. She's mature, agile, and I felt she was always trying her best to help those in need. I really enjoyed Mike too. It was great to see him evolve during the night. I loved to hate Emily. I thought she was insufferable, but it was actually great and contributing to the story. I recognized myself a bit in Chris and wish I knew an Ashley when I was a teenager. Anyway, in The Quarry, I really liked how Caitlin was capable and how trustworthy she was. I felt that most depended on her and it felt natural. Dylan was kinda cool, very laid back yet knowledgeable character. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't really hated anyone in The Quarry. Well, maybe Jacob, I don't know. I felt as the story moved on, I was less and less interested by him. When all is said and done, both games are blessed with a fantastic cast of characters and great voice actors and actresses. Now, just a quick word on the music, as this one is very easy for me. Until Dawn destroys The Quarry as far as music goes. There's no contest for me, like, at all. Music is very subjective though, because what I'm saying is not about the sound quality or interpretation of the music pieces. It's just the style of music on The Quarry really didn't resonate with me. It was too uplifting maybe. It was quite fitting for the setting though. Summer camp songs are not exactly dark, so yeah. Now the last but not the least, the gameplay. Look, both of these games are not exactly about pressing buttons. It's mostly an interactive movie where you take some decisions, make the characters walk from point A to point B, with controls that are quite close to the old Resident Evil games, and you do some quick time events here and there. On that front, for me at least, The Quarry is the better game. I've seen people online saying that the Quarry QuickTime events are too easy, but for me, while it's true that it is easy, the QTEs in the Quarry made so much more sense. In Until Dawn, you have the classic QTEs, like your character is running in the forest, there's a branch they need to jump over, and the game is randomly choosing a button that you have to press quickly. The same type of scene in The Quarry will have you use up on the joystick to jump over that branch, and really, it's a small change, but it made the QuickTime events much more connected to what was happening on screen, and I loved that more than I thought I would. As I said, for the rest, both games are quite similar. And with that, I think this is pretty much all I wanted to discuss about those two games that I greatly enjoy. It was really wonderful experiences, and right now I am playing Little Hope, which is a game in the same genre made by the same company. It's nice, but it's not as polished as The Quarry or Until Dawn. Anyway, enough rambling. We both need to go back playing our own games, but on a last note, if you want to speak about games with me, you can of course use the comments section here, but you can also come join my Discord channel. The link is in the description of the video. Okay, this is it. It's done. Thanks for watching and